Are we on? Yes? Good morning, Unity. If everybody can open your hymnal to page 286, we're going to do a Christmas carol. Oh, come all ye faithful. Can I have a little bit more reverb and volume up here? Janice is going to join me on this song. Oh, come all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye, oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Sing, choirs of angels, sing in exaltation. Oh, sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. That's us, we're the citizens. Glory to God. Glory in the highest. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Yea, Lord, we greet thee, born this happy morning. Oh, Jesus, to thee be all glory given. Word of the Father, now in flesh appearing. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Christ the Lord. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Thank you, Janice.
Thank you, Rachel. Good morning, Unity on Greenville. I don't have a clicker. Should I run? Okay. Thank you. That's what happens when I'm a few minutes late, right? All right. Start over. Good morning, Unity on Greenville.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning in the sanctuary. Good morning, everyone that's streaming us over the miracle of Facebook, right? And welcome to Unity on Greenville, where we practice a positive path for spiritual living. And this isn't on, so I'm just going to lean over this way. All right. Christmas. Christmas is coming, you guys. And so on the 24th, on Christmas Eve, our service is going to be with Reverend David. At 6 p.m., we're going to be talking about the Christ in you, the light of the world. In us, yeah? We are the light. Yes. Also, this is one of my favorite things, is the burning bowl. I always have something that I need to release and something that I need to embrace for the coming year. And so we're having a burning bowl celebration, New Year's Eve. Isn't it great that Christmas and New Year's Eve are on Saturdays this year? Right? So Saturday, December 31st at 6 p.m., we will be here to release those things that no longer serve and to welcome those things that we want to embrace for 2023. Outside, we have a little cabinet, and in that little cabinet goes food for our friends in the community who may be unhoused or maybe have need of some sustenance. And so we ask, if you can, that you help restock our little cabinet, our little pantry that's outside. Please bring canned goods, individually packaged food. If you can bring cans that have the pop tops instead of the can opener, that might be useful for them. But we ask, especially during this season of giving, that give what you can if you can. Put it in the little pantry and bless somebody from the abundance that is already yours. In unity, we believe in being open to receive the good that is intended for us. In turn, we share the good we receive. If you consider Unity on Greenville your spiritual home or a place where your soul is nourished, we invite you to share your financial blessings in support of this community. You have several options for sharing your financial gifts with Unity on Greenville. They are on the screen. I feel like Vanna White. They are on the screen. If you're joining us in person and would like to leave your gift in the form of cash or a check, you may leave your gift in the bowl at the entrance to the sanctuary. If you're joining us virtually, you can go to the website and click on the donate button to make your contribution. You can also send a text, that's my favorite one, to just text to give. Or you can scan the QR code that's on there for you millennials that like QR codes a lot. You're welcome to scan the QR code. And you can also send your gift via mail. We still accept mail that comes by snail mail. Awesome, right? To 3425 Greenville Avenue, Dallas, Texas. We appreciate your offerings and your gifts and your blessings. We are appreciating them ahead of time, knowing that they are on their way. And so, if you could then please join me in our offering blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. With gratitude, we commit to using our gifts for good. Now, before I do the daily word, I do want to let you guys know that our precious Reverend David is at home with a fever. He does not have COVID, but he's very sick. We want him to keep him and his germs at home. We want to invite you to offer prayers and blessings for his health and wholeness. And he sent us a blessing today. He sent us the beautiful Janet Ellis to bring forth our message for us. So we trust that Janet is going to just carry the message of love. All right. So our daily word for today, perfect daily word, it's love. The affirmation is, I answer the call to love, embracing the world. Love is both a noun and a verb. More than just a feeling, it is one of the highest intentions I can hold and one of the most sacred actions I can take. Love is the name and nature of God, the pulsation of oneness from the center of my heart to the farthest regions of earthly existence. On this third Sunday of Advent, love is also a call to action, an invitation to perceive the world through the Christ presence and live as the love I am. I open my heart and let my love flow forth as kindness, gentleness, and compassion. I stay grounded in the presence of God through my prayers, and I radiate love through my kind words and actions. I trust my loving impulses will reach far and wide. The light and joy I send forth grow and expand to encompass all things. Our scripture is, little children, let us love, not in word or speech, but in truth and action, from 1 John 3:18. If you could repeat the affirmation with me with feeling, yeah? I answer the call to love, Embracing the world. Yes. And so I'm going to invite Judy to come up and give us our opening prayer. We also have Donna Kirby back there as our keeper of the flame, holding the space for us, knowing the truth for us, for and with us. The floor is yours.
Good morning. So nice to see you all this morning. Goodness gracious. Well, we all had extra efforts to consider when we got here with a marathon going on. So I certainly do appreciate everyone making that extra effort to be here and to celebrate the holidays and to celebrate one another. So let us take a moment in prayer and close our eyes and get comfortable in our seats. We're going to take 3 deep cleansing breaths, and we will inhale love and exhale love. As we go deeper within, we know in our heart that love really is all there is. And we know that we have unconditional love from God. It's always available to us. We know in our hearts again that we love one another. Sometimes we don't show it the way that we could. But let's take this moment to pause and to remember to reach out to others and to show them the love that's been given us to give away. In realization, we know that love is the emblem of eternity. Blessings to all. Namaste.
So in this space right here, right now, we have a great opportunity to uncross our legs, if they're crossed, to unload our laps, if there's anything on them, to take a deep breath and just to be here in this present moment, right here, right now. We release all the thoughts. And as we hear the crowd holler, we hear that as our meditation. The people out there are loving one another and loving us in here and maybe not even knowing it. In the spirit of love and compassion, spirit of life, gods of many names, in this moment right here, right now, be in our hearts and minds as we come together today to be as one for our world. We come today as people of privilege, grateful for this blessing and hopeful for our future. Let us know that each from our own tradition comes today to lift our spirit in unity. And as we continue in this gentle space, in your perfect space, in your happy place, whatever that is for you, as you sit there in that moment and just be. Be all that you can be. Be the love that you are. Be the kindness that you are. Be the generosity that you are. We acknowledge that we do have differences as we seek out our common ground, and each of us is working toward the good of all. We recognize that there is hurt and sorrow, deeds that confound us, and actions for which we can find no justification. Yet we also know that there is untold good, folks that work every day for the benefit of all people. And in this space, right here, right now, let us stand with them. Those running out on the street right now, those of you here in the pews, giving of your loving energy, those of you out there watching. All together, let us stand with one another. And in this silence for a moment, I just ask you to continue to keep breathing deeply. And as you said earlier, we breathe in love and we breathe out love for one another. Especially those that we may not feel totally connected with. Especially those that we wonder why we have a disconnect if we do. Bring those faces forward and just be with them in the quiet. And know that you are loved and safe and surrounded. So just be that beautiful, unique individual that you are. And take a deep breath. And as you come back into this space, we know that we are one, and that we call upon the strength of our higher power, that we might be the best person that we are called to be. Yes, let us be the good we want to see in others. Let us work to be the change that we seek. And as we renew these goals in our hearts, one last time, take a deep breath in of love and release that love back out. And when you're ready, kind of wiggle your toes and your fingers and open your eyes and come back to this place.
It's Christmas time again, and I love to always share this song with the congregation. This was the first song that I wrote for this church in particular, and it's called Christmas of Love. You guys, if you know the chorus, please join me. And as I start the song, I'm going to invite Janice to come light the Advent candle of love, since we're all about love today.
Twinkle lights and scented pines, nativities once upon a time. Jesus Christ, the season's child, is born anew every year in our hearts. It's our Christmas of love, Christmas of peace, Christmas of miracles and new beginnings, season of hope, season of joy, better than anything we could ever wish for. This is our Christmas, Christmas of love. Ornaments on festive trees, hugs and smiles for those in need. Santa Claus, he's so jolly, ho, ho, ho. Laughter, it comes from our heart. Christmas of love, Christmas of peace, Christmas of miracles and new beginnings, season of hope, season of joy, better than anything we could ever wish for. This is our Christmas, our Christmas of love. If your name isn't written on a box, the gift of love is your present. The past, the future don't matter too much. The gift of love, it's our present. With me, Christmas of love, Christmas of peace, Christmas of miracles and new beginnings, season of hope, season of hope, season of joy, better than anything we could ever wish for. This is our Christmas, our Christmas of love, Christmas of peace, Christmas of miracles and new beginnings, season of hope, season of joy. It's better than anything we could ever wish for. This is our Christmas, our Christmas, our Christmas of love, our Christmas of love, ooh, our Christmas of love. Every day is Christmas of love, our Christmas of love.
Thank you.
Or we could listen to you sing all morning if you want to. That was beautiful. Thank you. It's a nice gift. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's cool seeing these faces. And those of you out there, if you don't know me, my name is Reverend Janet Ellis. Got a call late last night from Reverend David Howard, longtime friend. And we're so thrilled that he's back here in Texas. Thank you for hiring him. Thank you for hiring this man. So it's interesting, and I won't go into personal details, but I know stories about him if you want to know later. So in our conversation, we kind of talked about the love thing for today. Because as we are continuing with the Advent, love is the candle for today. And that word is used a lot, isn't it? For some. I don't know. But for me, I find myself using it more and more now than I ever have before. And I had a friend recently say, I said, I was visiting her in Austin, and I said, I really love you. And she goes, yeah, I know. And I went, wait a minute. I need to clarify something here. I really do love you. And she turns and looks at me and puts her hands on her hips and says, do you know how many people you say that to? And I went, no, but I mean it. And it was really interesting, the conversation we ended up having, because it's not a word that I will use loosely. I used to not say it at all. And now it's like, if I say it, I mean it. And we went through a process, and she had a big awareness of the fact that she had an issue. She was never told as a child that she was loved, and so me saying it so much kind of irritated her. She got used to it, though. So, we're going to talk about love. So, love is love, right? It's love. Does that make any sense? Love is love. This is the most important lesson. There is no falling in love. Oh my God, I fell in love with him the first time I saw his face. Pure love is the same for a child as it is for a spouse. Even if the human aspect of feelings are felt differently, right? There are different feelings of love, but that love is real and true. And that unconditional love is something that is just something that you can't even put into words. I don't think there are exactly the words to describe what that feels like. So Joseph stood by Mary when he found out she was pregnant, right? Mary loved the child no matter who the biological father was, right? God doesn't discern a difference. I call him Gus. I don't know what you call him, but I call him Gus. Great universal spirit. Gus doesn't care. It matters not the color of a person's skin. It matters not their gender, whether they are robbers or lovers, or any other distractions or distinctions. When we learn this lesson, we then can love ourselves without judgment, and even those who have hurt us. Let me say that again. Let's see if you can hear me this time. When we learn this lesson, we can love ourselves without judgment, and even those who have hurt us. Can anybody honestly say, because I can't, can you say that you're able to love people that you maybe have an issue with? Have you ever thought about it? Hello. Yes. Thank you very much. So here's the deal. Love is out there. We talk about love. Unity is all about love. Love, 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 love. So what is it in your life today that brings that passion to your heart, that you feel that love, truly feel that love? Man, we went and did a tour of homes in Jefferson, Texas yesterday. That was so much fun. And we saw these little kids with mom and dad getting cranky, and just watching how the parents interacted with them. You could see the love. Not the patience, but you could see the love. Right? It was great. It was just gorgeous. And then there were those that had all their little fur babies, us being one of them. You could see the love. It started raining. We had to find a way to cover the baby up because he was getting wet. I mean, there are these things that we do automatically, so automatically, out of love for whomever or whatever it is that you're dealing with at the time. They're habitual behaviors. Now the question is where did we learn those habitual behaviors? Anybody? Yes, and where did they learn it from? And where did they learn it from? And where did they learn it from? How many freaking generations are we still doing the same thing? Not to say that's good or bad, I don't know. I can only report on my part. But it's interesting on habitual behavior, not just about love, but your interactions with other human beings and how you feel about another person, or I'm not going to mention politics or anything, but being the human beings that we are. And I don't know about you, but as long as I've been in Unity since 1986, a long time. And I'm just now really getting to the point that I'm getting it. Does that make sense? I mean, I picked up pieces here and there, and I've taken many classes, and I've attended church every Sunday, and I've been hungry for the knowledge that Charles and Myrtle Fillmore put out there, especially Myrtle. I love Myrtle. Myrtle was something else, man. Good old Charles followed in her footsteps, but Myrtle was the one that cranked it up. Yeah. So all I'm saying is in that love, what is it that we have to do right here, right now for ourselves to take a look at that part of our lives? Where is that love? What is it that you're feeling? Are you loving? The most important piece of all, how much do you love yourself? How much? Get real honest. Do you love others more than you love yourself, you think? Thank goodness. Right? Ugh. So you guys, I get personal, and I'm pretty authentic, so here we go. I have a beautiful aunt who's 86 years old, who has a son that's 62 that lives with her. My aunt is extremely ill, and my cousin is bedridden from another stroke that he's had recently. So we're talking about an 86-year-old woman taking care of a 62-year-old son and doing everything for him. And I mean everything. He can't walk, he can't sit up, he can barely talk, he can't feed himself, so she does it all. So I found myself last year going out there to help her. I needed to be there. She was there for me when I was younger and my family was in disarray. And she and my uncle had always been there for us. And so it's my turn to help her. But when I got there and I saw the dynamics of what was going on, and the fact that she's doing it because she loves this boy. It's her son. But there was there was a payoff in there for her somewhere. Does that make sense? There's a payoff somewhere. She was so needed by somebody because all her kids were grown and gone, and my uncle had just died. And so there was a payoff. Not to say she didn't love her son, not to say that she didn't take care of him, but there was this thing that's not the true, authentic meaning, to my understanding, of the love that I want to be about. And so again, the first thing is about loving yourself, right? I'll tell you what, that's been a real bugger for me. So I'm in a number of classes, I'm in 2 to 3 different classes, and I just had this challenge offered to me about doing the 70 times 70. Anybody know about that one? Oh, okay. Share it, will you? What's it mean?
It means that when you're upset with somebody or angry with somebody, that you're supposed to pray for them what you would want for yourself 70 times 7, isn't that?
7 times 70. Yeah. So for instance, for me right now, this person, a coach, she's coaching me, and she said, I want the first thing that comes to your mind, I want you to write it down right now. And I did. And I said, Janet, forgive myself for not loving myself. Because I didn't know I didn't, but I didn't. And so, you guys, for 70 days, I write it 7 times. 7 times a day for 70 days. I, Janet, forgive myself for not loving myself. And it's very fascinating what has come up in the past few days in regards to people I haven't talked to in 4 or 5 years that are now calling me and asking me for forgiveness. I don't know. It's interesting. All you do is write it, but it's about really connecting. You know, I get confused sometimes because as a minister and as a coach, I'm here to help and serve others, right? And yet, in Unity, we're taught you have all the answers inside. So why would you need to go to anybody else? And that would confuse me. Does that make sense? Y'all get confused with some of this sometimes. Tell me you don't. Duh. So I'm sitting there and I'm asking somebody, okay, I'm being told that it's all within me and I got all the answers, so I don't need any help. Boy, if you got inside of my head, you would have no way of knowing what was going up or down. But what I finally had explained to me was those persons outside of me who can observe my circumstances without emotional attachment, sorry about that, can help me. Yeah, right? So it's, yes, go outside of yourself and search that if you need to. So I just want to share a little bit of spiritual goals for next year maybe. See if you want to love yourself a little bit more. All right. Ask for guidance. There it is. Anybody stuck in a rut right now? You don't have to raise your hand. Is anybody stuck in a rut right now? I have been, you guys. I don't know if you could tell or not, but I'm a people person. And I haven't had any people to talk to in quite a while, especially since COVID hit. It's so interesting, the dynamics that have changed. We used to get together with friends on Friday nights and do dinners, we'd do games, we'd go watch movies, we'd do all these little entertaining things. And a lot of time is spent at home. And not only is it at home for the weekend, but it's home during the week with both of us working and in the same place 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I love my husband. I love my husband. Thank God for my husband. Yeah, when I first heard he was going to be working from home, I went, oh my God, now what? Oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And you know what? I've loved every minute of it. I'm amazed at how much I love having him there. And now they're asking him to come back to the office, and I'm saying, tell him no. Tell him no, I'm going to stay put. So, ask for guidance. You got a friend. You got something confusing going on. You got a goal you want to set, a spiritual goal. Now, there's a difference between goals and spiritual goals. Yes? Okay. So, just setting goals alone for a whole year can be confusing, and sometimes there's just so much you want to do that you don't know where to start. So in the spiritual aspect, pick that one main thing that's calling on your heart. That one main thing. And yes, there are all these little others that are going, no, you want over here, you want over here. No, you want to go to the one main thing that you want to focus on, where your passion and your love is. And if you're stuck in a rut, don't be afraid to ask for guidance. Be it outside of yourself, be it higher power, be it another human being. Just get some direction. And once that gets to flowing, then it's pretty cool. The other part is evaluate your year. There's a famous saying that goes, you cannot change the past, but you can learn from it, right? So just evaluate your year. What does it look like? You may have goals last year. Which of them have you achieved? Which of them proved to be too much? Which ones of them were totally wrong? You know, just take a look at it. Do not beat yourself up. Just gently take a look at it. I have the coolest thing on this I love. I saw this on Facebook a number of years ago, so I think I've been doing this about 6 or 7 years now. I have this jar, and on the outside of the jar it says, goodness inside. A friend gave it to me, and I thought, oh, that's so cool. And then, y'all know who Louise Hay is? Okay. My husband gets me a calendar for Christmas every year with Louise Hay calendar. And so when that day is complete, I tear that page off, and I write 5 things I'm grateful for on that page, on that calendar, and I fold it and I put it in that jar. And on New Year's Day, you dump out 365 days of gratitude. And take a look at how good your life really was, especially when you're in a cranky mood. I need to read mine every day, actually, sometimes, but it's really a cool habit. All of this that I share with you, all of this about the love, it's practice. It's like anything you want to practice. Habitual behavior. You started it by practicing it, right? Do you even think about tying shoes anymore? Do you think about brushing your teeth anymore? Do you think about getting dressed anymore? Or is it just a habit? So, then picture yourself a year from now. What's your spiritual life look like? Where are you? Have you wanted to take a course, a spiritual course of some kind that the church offers or Unity offers? Have you wanted to become a prayer partner? Have you wanted to do something within the church that you're not really sure about? Or it's out of your comfort zone. If it's out of your comfort zone, do it. It's scary, but do it. That's one of the biggest ones. Create a vision of your goals that will help break them down into smaller, actionable plans. And I do this thing. I teach this class, and it's on this, and then we do the vision board thing. I love vision boards. I don't know about y'all, but I have manifested some pretty cool things. But if your mindset is not in the place of love and passion at the time, it doesn't matter how hard you work on what it is you're trying to create, it's not going to happen. You want me to say that again? Oh, great. I forgot it. No, I'm kidding. If you are not passionate and loving about what it is you're focusing on, it's not going to do you any good. Does that make sense? The love's got to be there. The passion's got to be there. The love and the passion for you has to be there. I cannot emphasize this enough. That's the biggest piece for me. Keep it real. I mean, goals are good, but just keep it real. Don't have too many goals that you're exhausted. I mean, you don't need 25 pages of this is what I'm going to do in the next 2 months. Just kind of make it easy and keep it real. And the biggest thing ever, don't be too hard on yourself. How many of y'all beat yourself up? Well, I keep asking questions. How many of y'all beat yourselves up? Anybody here? Again, if you could get inside my brain, I have a heck of a time. That's been a challenge. So a little bit about me. I entered Unity of Arlington in 1986. I left a husband, divorced his butt, came home to Mama and said, I need a place to live. Can I move in? And she said, only if you'll go to church. I said, I'll do anything for room and board. And I showed up. And I sat at the back of Unity Arlington for 6 months in the same chair, just sobbing like a baby. Because I had no idea what in the world I had been doing with my life or what in the world I was going to do with my life. And so it took time for that healing to happen first. And then now, I'm talking just now, I'm getting it. I'm really getting it. And it's important. You got to love yourself. And what does that mean? That does not mean being narcissistic by any means, right? But it's those, if you still hear, like, if you make a mistake, like yesterday we were out and I did something, and instead of going, wow, that was weird, I'm going like, well, there you go, you idiot, to myself. Right? Am I loving myself then? No. Not only am I not loving myself, but if I am a part of you, am I loving you at the same time? No. Whether you even know it or not. It wasn't intentional, but So it's a habit. Okay, so spiritual goal examples, if you'd like some. Any book that you might be interested in right now, any book that would feed you. Read the entire book, not just a couple of pages, the whole thing. Actively take part in church services. Attending is not enough. Well, yeah, it is, but it's not as much fun. You need to be there physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I see it all the time. I don't know about Reverend David, but I can tell you how many people sleep when I talk. And I talk at a lot of different churches, but I always know who the ones that are going to nap while I'm there. And that's okay. If that's what they need, that's okay. But make a daily prayer habit or a meditation habit of some sort. I really got involved in meditation. I'm ordained as an interfaith minister, which means I studied all religions. I wanted to educate myself in regards to everybody. The more I knew about others, the less I would be judgmental, because I knew I was the most judgmental individual I've ever seen. And so I ended up, I would take a class, and then after that class was ended, I'd send my paperwork in, and then they would contact me and say, find this religion in your community, go to them, and have them teach you everything that they know. So I went to Thailand for 6 weeks and meditated in the mountains of Chiang Mai with a bunch of monks. I've sat in synagogues, and I've been in different buildings, and I've watched everybody's the same. It doesn't matter what building you're in, man. It does not matter, and we're all working towards the same exact thing, to learn how to love ourselves and to be there for others. If you're interested, keep a spiritual journal. Anybody journal? I hate journaling. I've tried so many times. That 7 times 70, I'm amazed. I'm on day 37. And I haven't broken. Oh, by the way, I didn't say this. If you miss a day, you got to start over. Yeah. I forgot that part. 7 times 70. If you miss a day, you got to start over. But the journal is to pour your thoughts and daily reflections out. What's real interesting on this 7 times 70 for me is I write and I don't feel anything, and I think, this isn't doing anything. I don't get it. And then all of a sudden I find myself writing 5 pages of something to somebody that I haven't thought about in a few years. And I go, okay, I get it. And then I continue to write. So, yeah. Practice forgiveness. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is such a challenge. Forgiving someone who has wronged you will not only heal relationships, it will give you peace of mind too. And how many times have you heard this? You forgive somebody, it's not for them, it's for yourself. So how come I still feel like crap? And they're going along their merry way, living life like there's no big deal going on. Man. But it's been interesting, again, because like yesterday I got 2 phone calls from people that I hadn't talked to in 4 years that asked for forgiveness, and I didn't even know that they were carrying that. And yet I've got 2 people in my life right now that haven't talked to me in 4 years, and I can't even get them to respond. So it's fascinating. And it's always that if they could tell me what I did, I'd be able to help and fix it, right? But if they don't tell you, you're kind of stumped. So I learned to just be. be and learn to love myself. Love. We're getting closer to Christmas. We're getting closer to the true meaning of love. Right? And it's not just at Christmas. Christmas is the fun time, but it's not just Christmas. Give back. Doing charity should not only be confined to Christmas and Thanksgiving. You hear it all the time. The homeless shelters and stuff, you know, they got plenty of socks and underwear at Christmas and Thanksgiving, but come summertime, they don't have anything, especially for the women. You guys don't understand this, but there's a group of us that got together and got purses for the women and filled them up with women's products because the women on the street don't have them. And there were more men asking for women's purses for their girlfriends than they were asking for socks for themselves. Just saying. Find something in your heart that you're passionate about. Whatever it is. Read encouraging books, like I said before, and then converse with Spirit daily. Now, I talk to myself a lot because I'm an extrovert and I got nobody else to talk to, so talk to me. Poor husband's an introvert. Babe, can I talk to you? Busy. Okay, I'll go in the other room and talk to myself, and if I figure it out, then I'll leave you alone. If not, I'm going to have to talk to you. So, it doesn't hurt to reach out to somebody you haven't talked to in a while. You know? Who haven't you not talked to in a while that maybe you have been thinking about? You might want to give them a call and see how they're doing. It's kind of interesting because I get this thing, I have 3 people in my life that it never fails. When I think about them, the phone rings and it's them. Or I'm in the middle of dialing their number to talk to them and the phone rings and it's them. And I love it because I know that's just the way it's supposed to be in life. Our connection is so strong that that's the way it's supposed to be. So for me, love is huge. Love is heavy sometimes. It's taken me a long time. I published a book, and it's called Wake Up, Break the Generational Cycle, and Be Yourself. But through that, I had to break old habits. Those wounds that I didn't even know were there, the ones that I didn't know, that I didn't know, that I didn't even know, which is most of the world today. Society today don't even know they don't know because they're so numb, right? And those habitual behaviors that they have learned from whomever and whenever, good, bad, or indifferent, are what we work from today. The moment you were born, whoever looked in your eyes and your face the very first time, whatever they were carrying, guess what you got? Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, just saying. So, one of the most amazing, awe-inspiring things for me today that I really, 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 really clearly get, thank God, finally, after being married to this man for 29 years, if you have a wound, right? If there's a wound in there somewhere, somebody's pissed you off. Sorry. Somebody's upset you. Somebody's hurt your feelings. There's resentment there. Whatever happens in that moment, you're still working from that space until you heal it. So until you can heal that for yourself and love you, what are you really giving out in the world? Good question, huh? I don't have the answer. I'm kidding. I have the answer, but I'm not going to give it to you. No. So seriously, if there's a wound there, that is serious. If there's a wound there, so just take the time to know that you are important enough, that each and every one of you are important enough. Some of us aren't ready to look at it yet, and that's fine. Some of us are kind of there. Some of us aren't there. Some of us are totally there. Some of us are awoke but not awake. Awoke but not awake. It's time to wake up, people. We're needed, right? We are needed. Our world needs us desperately, but with love. So on that note, I thank you. And I really appreciate you letting me be here today. And David, get better.
Thank you for being here and joining us,
Thank you.
bringing your wisdom.
Join the crowd, step inside, come alive. Feel the magic, feel the magic. Hear the choir, listen now, tell me how we can catch it, catch the magic. Parades are free for us all as we share in the square, the common man. We gather there every year at Christmas. There's a sparkle in the streets. Please no tears at Christmas, 'cause mankind comes to believe there is good in the world. There is meaning to be found. Another year brings the cheer. We are here. Oh, the Christmas crowd. Ah, the Christmas crowd. Carousels, tiny elves, Christmas bells. Feel the magic, feel the magic. Look around Tinseltown, count it down. The magic morning of Christmas. Carriages drive through the streets as we share in the square. One and all, and one and all, we gather there. Every year at Christmas, there's a sparkle in the street. Please no tears at Christmas. Mankind will come to believe. Show your good in the world. Show the meaning to be found. Another year, bring your cheer. We are here. Oh, the Christmas crowd. Yeah, we're the Christmas crowd. Ooh, we're the Christmas crowd. I said every year at Christmas, there's a sparkle in the streets. Please no tears at Christmas. Mankind will come to believe. Bring your good in the world. Bring your meaning to be found. Another year brings the cheer. We are here, and we're the Christmas crowd. We're the Christmas crowd. Ever inside come alive. We are the Christmas crowd. Feel the magic, feel the magic, feel the magic, feel the magic, feel the magic.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Reverend Janet. So I still don't have a monitor, so I'm not being rude. I'm turning. Here in Unity, we have a vision. And so would you join me in reading our vision statement? We see a world where every being lives in awareness of their sacred oneness and divine light. Connect with us. All right. So if you're in the sanctuary for the first time, we want to welcome you. There are new visitor packets that are out there for you. If you're online and visiting us, if you'd like to do this after you get out of service, you can connect with us online on our website, Unity Dallas Unity, I'm always backwards, DallasUnity.org. There's a little connect with us button, a special connection button. We'd love your information, love to be able to reach out to you, let you know when we have things going on. If you want to get the weekly newsletter, which is awesome and inspiring, we invite you to fill out the connection card and let us know how we can contact you.
That already happened.
That already happened. I thought we sang that, but I was... Bam. And so, if you would rise and join Rachel and me in singing the peace song.
Yes, there is peace on earth. I know it begins in me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God, our Creator, united all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, there is peace on earth, for this is the moment now. With every step I take, I make this my joyous vow. I take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and I know it begins in me.
And please join me in our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Namaste.